Luke, there was a lot to pick the bones out of that game, but overall you must have been pleased with the response that you had from the squad.
Look, I think if we played that last couple of weeks, I think they'd have put 50 on us, and Leigh are a good team. You know, obviously previewed them this week with the lads. They were in the game with Wigan last week. It were probably just a couple of individuals, Jake Wardle and Bevan French, that were the difference in them games. They've been playing good for about a month of Leigh. They're a good squad. You're not going to be able to change everything overnight. You know how we've been going, the structures and everything. So what I asked of them is just to play with a bit of heart and desire, to actually play for the badge, to play for the mate at the side of them, play for the self. And you know what? I can't knock them. The amount of times that it looked like Leigh were going to score and someone had scrambled round the back and save a try. We went down to 12 men at one point, went down to 11 men at one point. I think with 16, 17 minutes of the game to go, I didn't have any subs. There were nobody to bring on. I lost Greeny, Wilson and Sam Hewitt in the first half. So, yeah.
And then you were still leading when Jake kicked the penalty, weren't you? About 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think once again, I think this is a few times happened. It's no slight on Jake, you know, sometimes this happens, but there's been a couple of times this year where we scored the same amount of tries. I think this will be Leigh twice now, Salford once, St Helens. We're scoring the same amount of tries, but you know, it's unfortunate for us. We're not coming away with the points still, but I thought Jake were great tonight as well. You know, he scrambled out the back, he saved a couple of tries. I just thought when you go through the actual team, you know, Milner played a full 80 minutes, Yatesy nailed it another 80 minutes again, sensational in the middle, you know. Ash Golden, the physios told me in the warm-up that he shouldn't play. His back spasmed, he shouldn't play, but he held his hand up, pretty much played the majority of the game with Ash Golden before he then went off with a head knock. So, yeah, I'm extremely proud. I feel like you know, the fans watching it at home tonight can pretty much be proud that the effort the lads put in, albeit still disappointed we lost the game. Like I say, it's about winning, but the pride, a bit of pride restored at least.
Can you put your finger on why it was chalk and cheese then from, say, last week? Is it that you coach thing or the old coach going?
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. If you had a crystal, I don't have a crystal ball, really. You know, yeah, it happens in all sorts of sports, doesn't it? Sometimes that, you know, change or we sort of. If I'm being honest, you know, at the beginning of this week when Watto were involved in the camp, we had a bit of a we had an honest meeting with each other. Probably the most clear I've come out of that meeting for a while. It felt like all the cards were on the table and the boys were a bit of a reset, really. And we had a really good training week. We trained really hard, and even though we are down on numbers, which we are, and the team at the moment pretty much picks itself, whoever's fit's playing, the boys really bought into the way they trained really hard, and like I say, I give them some little goals before the game. They really responded to it.
So the first incident, what Jake Connor claimed the ball had been stripped, I think, for Leigh's first try that Darnell scored in the corner. Did you see that, or was it one of those where it was perhaps a knock-on?
Yeah, I couldn't see it. I know that I haven't watched it back yet, so it's one of those where I'll be moaning about it if I'm watching on video late tonight at 12 o'clock. But it's one of those things, you know. Sometimes in sport you get the calls, sometimes you don't.
The sin binnings obviously even themselves out, but what about the sending off? Did you have a view of that?
I didn't have my glasses on, so I didn't see it in too much, but if you make contact with the head now, I don't know how much contact was made with the head, but they told me the side, if contact's made with the modern day game, like I say, when I were a player, I probably had about 5 or 6 of them a game and just played on, but not unfortunately actually, it's just the way the game's changed. In the modern game, whether it's accidental or whether it's on purpose, making contact with the head, you know, he's deemed as a sending off.
Will you have words with Sav about that? Because it's the second time thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I spoke to him previously about his tackle technique. I love the fact that he likes to bang. I love the fact that he likes to whack people. But unfortunately now, like I say, the way the game's going, even these mitigating circumstances and someone's falling or you've just got to be careful. You've got to get your footwork right, keep your arms down and make sure you're hitting the right spot.
you've been in this position before, so the next question, what's happening next then, Luke? What have you been told? How long are you going to be in charge again?
Yeah, very little, if I'm honest. Very little. At this moment in time, I know I said it previous, but my job at the moment is just to try and install some pride back into the shirt, get the players playing for each other, playing for the shirt, playing for themselves, and that was a step in the right direction. The short mistake, I know I am literally just looking the short term at this moment in time and just try to get some wins on the board.
What happened to Joe? How badly is he injured or not, as the case may be? It didn't look good.
No, it don't look good. It don't look good from a lot of us players, if I'm honest. Joe looked like, we didn't know if his shoulder when he first came off, and we're having to wait till the swelling goes down and they reassess him, but I don't know if he's tore his pec. Either way, he were in obviously an arm brace, he don't look good. Sam Hewitt got knocked out. Ash Gould had back spasms before the game, he ended up going with a HIA as well. Who else were there? And there was one more that went off.
McGowan went off, but he came back.
McGowan came off and came back on. So yeah, it's a little bit of we're just going to wait and see tomorrow when the physios reassess everyone. Fingers crossed. It's not too bad, but it looks like we're going to be down on troops next week for certain.
Just about Aidan McGowan and Fenton Rogers, two players who've been playing Championship rugby with Bradford this season. Just a word on them basically stepping up to Super League.
Yeah, look, I think both Fenton and Aidan have. What I love about both of them is the no frills. What Aidan's been with me for, since he's come through the academy. It was that kid where pretty much you bring on a little bit of, is he going to be big enough? Is he going to be skillful enough? Is he going to be fast enough? All these different questions, and he's answered every single one of them. Every time he's been asked of him, he works harder than everyone else does, Aidan. He comes on, he's always the first on the field, he's always the last off, he's always the one that's pecking me head, asking for more and more video, can I do individual video? And Fenton's another one, he's a bit of an old school prop, he's Fenton. In the start of his career, he probably got himself banned a fair few times because he's over enthusiastic, but I love the fact that he's gun-ho, he's ready to stand toe-to-toe with anybody who plays Super League, so I'm really, really chuffed for them too, and it probably shows Huddersfield Giants do produce, good academy prospects.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.